Hey guys, this is Z115. I'm making a new reaction video. I'm just trying to figure out what I could react to. I'll react to this.
A good horror movie should keep you on the edge of your seat throughout. However, the part that leaves the biggest impact on the viewer is the ending. These 10 movies knew what they were doing with the endings. Some are thought-provoking, some are shocking, and some are just disturbing. Of course, there are spoilers ahead. Let's get started. Number 10, Psycho. Kicking off this list is a horror classic known for many scenes besides its ending, such as the infamous shower scene. However, the reveal at the ending is what you really remember about this movie. Socially awkward motel owner Norman Bates, who's stuck living with his ill mother, proves to be miserable. But in the end, he's proven to be a lot more than just miserable when we find out Mrs. Bates was dead all along and Norman had been dressing up as his mother. Number 9, Sleepaway Camp. This movie has perhaps only become known for its ending. The tale of two cousins, Ricky and Angela, attending a sleepaway camp where gruesome murders take place one after the other. Many guessed who the killer was, as it was a bit obvious, but there was actually a double twist ending. Yes, Angela was a boy the whole time. What does that have to do with the entire movie plot? I have no idea. Number 8, The Shining. Jack Nicholson plays Jack Torrance, the caretaker for the Overlook
I know
Hotel,
that movie.
who will be alone in the hotel with his family while it's closed for the winter.
Here's Johnny.
Watch as Jack's sanity quickly deteriorates as he becomes possessed by the hotel. Jack ultimately meets his end in the snow, but the final shots of the movie take back any reassurances the audience could have gotten. We see a wall of black and white photos, presumably taken a long time ago. As the camera continues to zoom into the center picture, it isn't long before we realize it's zooming into Jack himself at a party that he couldn't have been around for. The meaning to this ending is an ongoing debate. Nobody knows for sure, but many believe this ending implied that Jack has become a part of the hotel.
Red Room.
Number 7, Friday the 13th.
Ooh,
When Alice
that's
kills
a good
Mrs.
movie too.
Voorhees, Jason must have wanted revenge. This scene caught everyone watching off guard, with the jump scare factor mixed with the shocking reveal that Jason is still alive. This was the perfect setup for the sequel, where Jason would be the main antagonist. Number 6, Saw. The obvious best of the series, this movie was smart, disturbing, and kept audience members at the edge of their seats. The most memorable scene, however, was when the body in the middle of the bathroom stood up to reveal himself as none other than Jigsaw. Game over. Number 5, a doomed humanity movie where a group of people in San Francisco discover the human race is being replaced one by one with alien clones devoid of emotion who, on contact with normal human beings, literally point and scream. As Elizabeth sees Matthew, one of the last unsnatched humans, walking down the street, she confronts him, only to find out he has too been snatched. The ending to the movie is more than just shocking and bone-chilling. It's actually briefly emotionally damaging, as seeing Matthew, one who we thought was humanity's last hope, had to become a victim. The ending does a surprisingly good job of showing the horror in humanity's impending doom. Number 4, The Blair Witch Project. Three film students, Mike, Josh, and Heather, vanish after traveling into a Maryland forest to film a documentary on the local Blair Witch legend, leaving only their footage behind. In the final scene, Mike and Heather wake up to Josh's screams in the middle of the night and run blindly into the woods towards his voice, with nothing to direct them but the lights on their cameras. The duo soon stumbles upon an abandoned building in the woods. The rundown structure is presumably the building referenced earlier in the movie as the cabin that two hunters camped nearby, only to never be seen or heard from again. Mike immediately enters the house and bravely races upstairs using only his camera light and Josh's screaming voice as a guide. Heather, frightened beyond belief, does her best to keep up with him, chasing behind with her own camera. Upon reaching the upper level of the house, Josh's voice now appears to be coming from the basement.
I hear you.
Mike, reaching an almost panic state, blasts down into the cellar hoping to find Josh, but when we see his camera hit the ground, we know this is not the case. A screaming Heather reaches the cellar to find Mike facing the corner of the room. She deliriously screams until her camera also hits the floor, and she is presumably killed. You would have to watch the whole movie to understand, but there are different theories as to what this scene meant. Some say the Blair Witch killed them, while others say Josh or Mike did it all. Who knows? Number 3, Black Christmas.
This is creepy.
The sorority house is terrorized by a stranger who makes frightening phone calls and then murders the sorority sisters during Christmas break.
I will find you and I will kill you.
He's expanded his act.
The shocking reveal in this movie was perhaps the original "the caller is inside the house" gimmick. The caller was all along in the attic, though we knew this throughout the movie, so it was more of a shock to Jess, the main character, than to the audience. Jess ends up killing her boyfriend Peter, who she assumes as the killer, and is then safely tucked into bed by the officers who came to her aid. When they leave, we're left with one final scene, as the camera moves from the bedroom to the attic.
It's me, Billy.
The sickening sound of the phone ringing brings the dreadful realization that Peter was not the killer, and in fact, the killer is still up in the attic
That
with no one
sucks.
suspecting anything.
Oh, that sucks.
Number 2, Insidious. After Josh is sent to the Further to save his son Dalton, all seems well and happy when they get back, until Elise snaps a photo of Josh in the living room.
Why did you do that?
She discovers Josh hasn't returned at all. Instead, the demonic old lady in black has possessed his body. Number 1, The Others.
I thought it'd be
In this
it because
movie,
it is
Grace Stewart lives in a darkened old house with her 2 photosensitive children. She becomes convinced that her family home is haunted when strange things start happening. However, the shocking end reveals something unexpected.
We're not dead.
Why do you remain in this
We're not
house?
dead. We're not dead. We're not dead.
Grace and her children were in fact the ghosts all along, while the family on the other side was in reality only reacting to what they also assumed were ghosts. That's it for this video. If you'd like to see more horror movie countdowns, leave suggestions in the comments. And of course, thanks for watching.
Oh, guys, that was a good video. I gotta go eat some breakfast. And yeah, guys, have a good day.